It'll be a stretch, but it was train was supposed to be a stretch too. We already had a big surprise today. See if we have room for another.
Let's find out. CTs just basically evacuate the B site, go ahead and give it over to Heroic, maybe only to take it back. 4 players in the water side. I mean, they're definitely going to wrap now around through Monster, but there's a player keeping them in position.
Are you serious?
Hitting the 900 like Tony Hawk.
DPI button or something.
And Bora, well, he's going to deliver another headshot. I would love to see that. If there's nothing better to replay, that's what I want, please. Surreal, he's already been spotted up in heaven, so it looks like Heroic are taking it away from them unless, with 14 HP left over, he could tap into the final 2 heads, but it's not going to happen. Heroic winning pistol on, as I said, the perma-ban map of Endpoint.
What just happened? He just entered the Matrix. He was in superposition with himself. He was looking in every single direction just to calculate how to deal with the player who's shooting at him.
One more time.
Like a Beyblade, dude. Like a Beyblade, he's spun up. How?
Mouse sensor.
How do you even do that? Oh my god.
All right. Goofs and gaffs and good laughs, a part of every good game of Counter-Strike. So far, this one's delivered. But it's serious. This is a very serious game. You know why? Because if Heroic actually lose this match, then there is still a chance that they could qualify for the Blast Global Final come January, but they would require a 2nd place at the IEM Global Challenge at the end of the year. And that's a stacked event. So, you know, if they want to continue on to the coveted Blast Global Finals, they can't afford to lose to Endpoint. Meanwhile, Endpoint, their only path to said event is through a victory here at the Showdown and then the finals, because they can't win by way of points. It's just impossible. They're a newcomer. Fresh blood in the Blast camp.
Oh, you had a stat. How long has Mighty Max been on Endpoint?
Mighty Max has been on Endpoint since September of 2016. That is a long time to be fighting under this banner. That's a long time to be struggling at this tier of Counter-Strike and not giving up. Not going anywhere. Not until he feels accomplished enough. And with Deagle shots like this, I mean, what the heck is happening? 10 seconds left over. Heroic desperate for a bomb plant. A challenge coming in from Graffiti. And Tessis needs to just punch in the digits with just few seconds to spare. Crucial. Now, with the scout in hand, gives up his side as both the remaining terrorists fall back through Monster and then use it as their post plan.
He nearly missed that opening. That was so close. Where Crucial got into the heavens, smoke came down, not a lot of time. Some crazy 1-deags. It looked like just wallbang headshots with that deagle as well. And Crucial gets a lot of information, but it's only going to lead him to more fears. They're going to have been pushed up outside Monster, and at this point the round is over, and he won't even be able to catch him exiting. He's just going to take a new path out instead of going back through CT spawn. Heroic pick up a 2nd round by the skin of their teeth. Very close call.
Scary stuff.
Maybe we can get a second look at Mighty Max here, as he finds a couple of 1-deag shots that are quite beautiful. Borup crossing, slapped up in the side of the face onto the site, and that's a second one, the exact same position, an even more impressive flick. He's having a hell of a match, like an amazing series so far.
Again, 4 years on Endpoint.
Amazing.
And today, this 24-hour period is his most successful day under the banner. So, you know, fresh in their minds. It was a stretch, that best of 5 earlier today. They had a map advantage, and it still went the distance. They got pummeled on a couple of those maps as well, and I think that was one of the talking points on our desk segment before this best of 3 got started. If you're going toe-to-toe with Sprout, a team that got completely smothered out of the Showdown, then were you really meant to compete here? And maybe Train's an anomaly. Maybe all of our excitement here for Endpoint gets fizzled out because Heroic just bullied them across Overpass. But with Mighty Max hitting shots like that in the last round, it just leads you to believe that, like, maybe the individuals alone can at least perform tonight. They could deliver.
Yeah.
Heroic, they're not a perfect team. They've achieved a lot, don't get me wrong. They absolutely deserve the praise. But to say they're without mistake, well, that'd just be objectively wrong.
Oof, Deagle lets him down, tries to be patient with it. But Flames, he'll mostly just call out that they're, you know, not through B. He'll stop him from coming downstairs and force Heroic forward. So 4 CTs ahead. Luckily for Heroic, they're unarmed CTs for the most part. Bore up quick shot into Crucial, who had the scout out. But look how much health they have. They're actually very, very low, and the first kill comes out in favor of the CTs. A second one drops down, but then more CTs to follow. So just Mighty Max left alone here. USP in hand, 1v3 situation. He needs to stop the plant if possible. He'll get some good damage off on Katie, and niko will get the kill, and Heroic will win another. But it comes close.
So 2 close rounds after losing the pistol. Not a flawless start from Heroic. And now they're going to be tested. There's guns up on Endpoint, but a glass cannon for Crucial. Wonder if that's going to curb his aggression, because we know what the unleashed oppers on Overpass can do. I swear by it. Nothing more fun than opping aggressively A-site. On this map in particular, Heroic looks like they're just going to try to pummel and push through this B-site. He just catches the grenade with his face. Tesses and niko both down to sub 60 HP. Tesses, he's not going to waste any time, runs right in. He gets canceled out by Mighty Max, but with niko glued to him, the trade frag looks good. Flames trying to get into position. He's going to lose a quarter of his health to the Molotov, Katie and Plants bomb, and another fire bottle to follow. They're gone. They give it up. This is a 4th round for Heroic early on.
That's quick. Like that entry path. I mean, the pathing from Tessis is normal, just coming up the left side of the default and then looking in a pit, but his aim at that moment looked almost robotic, the way he adjusted to the player back pit. So, nicely done. And that'll be, yeah, another quick one. They'll save, so next round, the threat will be there again. Crucial can armor up this time to make it even a little bit more scary, but it's worrying for Endpoint if they lose to a round like that, where a team will run up short that quickly. Typically, that's not where you rush, right? Most of the time, it's either a monster explode or some kind of A hit quickly, maybe out bathrooms. But there's so many options to shut you down, slow you down on the CT side. You don't often see somebody running up short B into the site that early into the round. And Tessis, he just does not wait a second.
And that's considering a perfect frag grenade.
Yeah, true.
Not even that was enough to deter them.
Very true.
Facts.
No printer.
That's wrong. Mighty Max has one behind him. It's the first time I have ever seen a printer/fax machine in a player's room. That's how you know he means the business. niko's going to open up, finding an early kill. Should have been one of the gun carriers as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's an op-down inside bathrooms early.
Setting up for the fast B now. Slight delay. Minute 15 on the clock. They'll do similar entry path, and Cadian will take the first kill. Rotations are here. They're a little bit late. They get punished trying to come into heaven. Smokes come out. Plant will most certainly go down. Mighty Max will think about taking this op into the next round. Gets grandfathered forward one more time.
There's a very real chance that Endpoint are reminded here on this second map of the series that Heroic are not a bunch of slouches. We're talking about a world-class team. A team that arguably wouldn't even be in the showdown phase, because it's not like they were at the series and lost, but they were our last-minute stand-in for Evil Geniuses. So they just kind of came in here to whoop around some opponents and take one of the two spots to get into the finals.
They instantly became a contender to actually win the showdown when they came in for EG seed, basically, yeah.
You could argue that favorites even to just win this leg of the leg of the year. They could take the entire fall season, get themselves to the actual global finals. Mighty Max's printer.
There we go. That's the all-in-one.
Yeah, looks to be like a model 5480.
540.
Man, the printer speed on that bad boy, 82 pages a second.
Full color or?
Oh, you bet.
I used to sell printer ink back in the day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Were you happy or did you sell printer ink?
Glad I'm a caster.
Something new here for Heroic. It's an attempt on A, and no one's around. Oh man, they just got Endpoint. Finally, they sold them the idea that, oh, B's a little bit weak. Heroic like going B, but now they're stuck in rotator position. Oh, okay, the bomb gets dropped behind enemy lines. This is a little bit scary. Crucial's gonna keep eyes on this. Flash goes down, they go through the Molotov. Of all the rounds to win, I'm shocked it's this one. This was the perfect call from Heroic to avoid all of the CT presence.
Flames better keep his guard up. They know that Tessus or someone could have slipped into long A, and that's exactly what's happened. He's keeping his head on a swivel, but Tessus shrivels him. With an instant headshot, he slumps to the ground, and Robin, well, he's deep, real deep, in those lower tunnels.
It's down struggling a bit.
Tell me about it.
This is kind of no movement here from the CTs, really. We've got Tessa still camping out on the A site. They're expecting some kind of crazy flank. Instead, he's just living in their heads rent-free. They'll cross, they'll plant, they'll have space. It's an unrealistic 2v4, but it's not impossible. I mean, because of the amount of space, the CTs could make a mistake. This could come down to the final few seconds if they're not careful, especially if this double push in the CT results in frags. There's a fair bit of utility left over, but we'll see if they are going to use it properly.
Yeah. Flashbangs go high, Molotov, frag, and a smoke. But the bomb is planted on the opposite side of the box, and it's already ticked beyond the halfway point. This is one of those moments where, like, if they can just deny a defuse, there's a chance they just legit win this.
They use their smokes. Oh, no, they got an extra
Yeah, they held on to it. Mighty Max at the 2-second mark. It's a squeeze, and he's got it. Cadian's going to take down Surreal, but a robbed round from Endpoint. They are on the board.
That was cool. They did the full exec onto the A side as if they were T's. I like that. Smoke back bank and CT. That's the kill that makes things a little bit sketchy, where you're like, Stown doesn't often lose duels like that. And that's how Endpoint will take a first. See if Overpass will come now more into their map pool after this.
Easy opener. Oh,
Okay,
nice second.
He's pissed off now.
Really nice. Gets that headshot into Surreal. That one's going to hurt. Send a message. But we do have Robin working up long. Tessa's throwing some utility. Flames is rotating closer to the A site as well. That leaves Mighty Max down on B alone. But Tessa's just cycling through the utility. A walk in the park.
Pretty good situation to get over into B. Mighty Max holding back, passively dodging a flash, but we can see that line. He's covering the cross now. He might see ahead, he may not. He'll miss a shot. It's not an easy one to hit, but he's got a Molotov to fall back on. But two mollies will land in front of him and do significant damage. Flames can be isolated. He won't win his duel either. Quick shot by Niko, traded back by Tessus, and all of the kills come down. Rotator dies in heaven, and Cadian picks off Mighty Max finally after they knew where he was.
Yeah, Heroic absolutely crushing that B site. Unfortunate for the water player, of course. He hit his headshot, but AK bests him. Niko getting the better of it. Stown, that second kill here versus Crucial. Or Surreal, excuse me. And then Niko besting Flames, traded, Tessus, nice shot, and then Cadian deep with the op. So they're having fun. Yeah. Pick on the small kid. Pop up from Crucial. Deleted.
Later.
Borup, nice headshot to kick it off. You're starting to watch Heroic's form really peak in this series. But it's no stretch of the imagination to believe that they could just keep it here from here on out. And even on Train, it's not like the form necessarily dipped, although there were a couple of very important shots from Cadian's AWP that did miss in the 1vx's, but he also had the most amount of kills, so I mean, he was doing what he had to even get them there.
Yeah, I think for the most part, he's playing really well. I feel like he did get unlucky with a couple of the no-scopes.
Yeah.
Where the thing is, it's hard to argue you need to ever no-scope, though, because you can quick-scope really easily and get 100% accuracy, and not really waste even a few more milliseconds just to right-click first, but doesn't attempt it at all.
But all the cool kids no-scope.
Yeah. For the clips.
Robin committed to his position. They're going to walk dry right into him. Good trade from Cadian. No flash needed. Man advantage for Heroic, but the time is quite low. So Stound sniffing out the B site's going to call for his teammates to come on over, but Mighty Max,
He's looking sharp.
Yes, he is. Lays down the smoke in front of the bomb, and now there's no other option other than A.
Oh my God.
And Mighty Max, well, he robs all their lives away.
He's got his whetstone out. He is absolutely sharpening the blade round by round, getting even more fierce. That is some really nice rifle work from Mighty Max. Crispier than a piece of fried chicken, this man right here.
And he has rode the ups and downs.
He's aiming like Heroic players.
Yeah. Just, again, I really want to cement this in everybody's minds. Like, a lesser man would have maybe left this project already. But he has been on Endpoint, grinding away at this level of Counter-Strike, or a lesser level of Counter-Strike, since September 2016. Ask yourself, what were you doing in September 2016? Because Mighty Max was playing for Endpoint, and he has done that exact same thing until this very day when I pose you the question. USP for Surreal. Tons of damage off of the M4. This could legitimately be a third round for Endpoint if they can just ice it out. 2 more kills to take.
Ooh. I was gonna say, I was listening to Dedication, the Little Win mixtape.
How'd that make you feel?
It was good, but that's about how dedicated I was. I wasn't preparing to play for a team for the rest of my life, like Mighty Max. That's real dedication. You love to see it. Oof, with this opening, they're going to go for that retake setup again. They're like, okay, let's gamble B. Let's hope for this spot where hopefully they come B. If not, we'll make our way back. It's a bit of a scarier spot because they're not coming in from the best retake positions ever. In through CT spawn. Cadian could shut them down from just this one position alone. And they are taking their time. Let's see if they will have the awareness to find Cadian. That is the key question. They're clearing it quite well, it looked like, for a second. Flames will die. He'll get shot in the side of the head, and it's just 2-on-1 now. Stown into the bathrooms, and they've got a smoke for the defuse. I'm sure they have an idea of where Stown is. Oh my God, they'll get the kill and pick the round up as well.
But another one that gets scary close. Low HP on the 2 remaining members. A moment where that player back on Dumpster could have delivered. Hell, even the last man in bathrooms could have gone big. Surreal, he put all of his ammo from the M4 through this smoke, killing one and softening up the others. Flames continues the spray to trade. Crucial. Nice quick scope. And a third round for Endpoint, but they still haven't broken the bank of Heroic, and they're getting a little closer. This round obviously still a full-fledged buy from Heroic, and Endpoint in the exact same position. If they pick this one up, then there's an argument to make for the recovery of this first half. In a map they have absolutely no business winning, they're on the cusp of giving themselves a chance. Flashes over top of the B site. Borup leads with bombs. Surreal just staring into the wall. Mighty Max staring into the future, where maybe Endpoint have a few more rounds. Flames now over top of the ledge, traded out by Tess as Robin comes in, and he can't quite hit his shot, so things start to unravel. And Heroic, as they were pushed against the wall, fight back with another round win. 7 to the board, cash back in their pockets, and a T side that could continue to deliver to a point that, well, Endpoint may never come back from.
Yeah, the B-site hits are quite strong, coming out of Monster, able to trade, and there is no response. Apart from the one player that Endpoint are throwing in front of the Monster tunnel round after round, we could see by the X's that there's a player who dies in the grating, and then someone who comes up close to the wood wall as well. But apart from that, it's just the entries, they just look so confident when they're coming into the site. And there's nothing more for Endpoint to do, really, than just get more favorable engagement. And oh my god, Crucial dies with the op in hand. They don't have a lot of money here, so they're probably not going to be able to buy another one. And yeah, the response in terms of the players there is just fine. They have enough. They just aren't able to win the duels versus Monster. I think that's the really big problem. We have a technical pause. Hopefully it's not too rough. We'll see. Cadian's drink of choice is a water. Do we know Hani?
Pardon?
Do you know Hani, the coach? I guess the coach right now?
I don't know him. His room is very white.
Yes, it's very clean. Looks attic-esque. Well, I don't know what the conversation is about. I was already surprised to see that Endpoint had a bank smoke and a CT smoke as well. Because this is a map that they don't play. I think it was brought up in the stats. They have one map. I think they actually have 2 maps on record. They do have 1 win, but it's versus Movie Star Riders, which just doesn't mean that much. And I don't know how often they run into this in the veto. That's also another question. Thinking about the last time that they've played it, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of their overpass stats to try to shine a light on what we can find out here. And yeah, just the 1 win at Open Fall. I mean, we got to cast that. I'm not sure if we saw the Movie Star Riders game specifically, but they were able to close out, and his Flames had a 1.85 rating, 37 kills? What? Flames had 37 kills in a 16-14 game versus Movie Star Riders on Overpass.
Did we cast that?
I don't think so.
I would have remembered that.
I feel like I would remember that. I didn't expect to see that stat line. Wow. He went 37 and 16. I mean, that's the kind of player Flames is. He is really good. He's really insane. And yeah, what's crazy is just like, with how well Mighty Max has been playing, it's just, the team is built so that they don't necessarily need him to come in. Like you were mentioning, he was a star player at one point, but like now he's surrounded by him. But obviously the team gets even more scary when he can also put up the numbers.
I mean, somebody with an Endpoint has always considered him a star, because there's no way he's survived all the roster changes for this long. There is a reason. And I can see it, at least here tonight. Stound, double kill as they try to aggress into the short water. There will be a trade eventually, but this is Endpoint just working with some pistols off of the technical pause from Heroic.
The trades go down. Got one outside Monster Smoke waiting. They're going to press up against this and kill Crucial. They hunt down this player right side Monster. He's been there. It's been a different player sometimes, but there's always somebody. And with that punish, they will no longer be shy. They're going to make so much progress. Niko will catch a rotator in short, and this eco is closed down. Heroic 8-3.
T-side just keeps giving, but Endpoint, obviously, they were so strapped for cash. All they really had to go for them was that water push. So, not too shocking to see it unravel from there on out, especially when it wasn't a clean kill, but rather a costly execution. Now they're back with weapons. Crucial on the op. Double FAMAS between Robin and Mighty Max. Grenades in abundance. Kits, not so much. We got one on Mighty Max. Keep your eyes on it in case they need to go for the retake. Odds are, they will. Of the 3 rounds they have on the board, 2 of them by way of defuse, and 1 was a save call from Heroic. So at no point in this first half have we seen Endpoint really in control of the situation. Not even the rounds they've managed to pick up. And that's to be expected. Both these teams very aware of the fact that this is the permaban. They were talking about it during the tech pause. Here we have it. Little exchange out from short. Again, they go for it, this time with the guns, and it works out way better than the last time. 4 versus 4 situation, minute on the clock.
Niko controlling middle of the map. This fast rotation down the stairs if they want to take it. Feels like Heroic, a little bit of an easier time getting into B than over on the A site, but so they'll try it again. Crucial out here, looking to catch a rotation upwards, and they might demand a flick of him. It seems like within the scope is Niko for a moment, but he'll have to drag that scope sideways. However, Niko starts to go back down. It looks like he'll play clutch in this position. They'll take over long, move up on the site, and the CTs are adjusting. They're pushing back into these positions outside the bathrooms, so maybe Niko comes into play a little bit sooner. Oh, there he is. Actually, he's out of play a little bit sooner.
Robin doing a good job of dodging these lines of sight. Eventually, he dies. Borum's going to get him. Crucial, though. He's still deep over here on the bathrooms. There's 10 seconds. They don't have the utility to actually cross, so they better hope he misses a shot. Flashbang. Not nice.
Shot.
Not on the money. 4 seconds.
No time.
Misses his plant chance. Yes, he hits the shot, but he loses the round, and he might just lose his op.
Oh, he really... Okay. He was like, all right, well, if you're going to take my op, I'm not going to let you push and grab it from me. That is nuts. They actually get him down on time. They should never be getting down on time versus a team they are so much better than on a map that they have in spades. So this is a bad sign for Heroic. And again, more troubles on the A side, but this time they're caused by their own self. They're not really... It's not really Endpoint that forced them to take this long. They had trouble getting up long with nobody there.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Right. It's an unforced errors here.
They're going to go back to the B site heavy. 2 rounds in a row, we've seen Endpoint aggress into short water. Well, if they were to do it now, there's 3 bodies lying in wait. Utility not waiting, in fact. Stound's going to take for the front run, and Mighty Max goes down for free. Surreal with a double kill, Flames, Deagle shot, and all of a sudden, it is nothing but Cadian left over.
Oh my god.
He doesn't even have possession of the bomb, but he will get 1 kill already. And with that smoke, he could take this and leave. But does he want to? If he sticks around a bit, he may be able to find a kill before he goes. If he goes. The head is right there for the taking. Ripe for the plucking.
He's pretending to peek.
Now the smoke fades and that's it. Baited him to stick around a bit. The barrels player keeps his head tucked. And Endpoint, well, now they've got themselves 5.
This is something else. I mean, this is something special here that we're witnessing. Okay, they're able to win this with barely anything to work with. They have a couple of pistols, a shutdown B, and this is the site that Heroic were falling back on. Their entries were so good in the past. How much do they have left to give?
It's a 10-5, a 9-6, or an 8-7. Endpoint whittling down that lead now 2 rounds in a row. Ooh, Crucial is going to find a bit of timing.
Yeah.
But the smoke is a problem. Blocks his vision. Robin, he knows he's in a compromised position.
Interesting. Okay, moving into the long setup, really smart here for, yeah, the CTs. they're starting to read the game a little bit more, and Crucial still has this big flank that he can pull off, but they just have such strong spots for anything bathroom related that's not coming out towards long. However, Robin peeks back into bathrooms. That is maybe a mistake. He was in a strong position. Crucial, he'll catch one off and realizes he could get flanked, so he's going to get nervous about it in just a few moments here. He'll start to peel back, but he still has an opportunity. Shot is missed. Oh, we'll look back for the second try. But Stown, over on the other side of the map, has gotten a kill. This is interesting. What happens now? The bomb will get planted. Muddy Max and Flames, 2-on-4.
They've really got nothing to offer us here in this one because Stown's just left that B site.
Right.
You
Now
can see
terrified.
it. Crucial, he gets that 1 kill on connector, assuming more players are rotating up, and correct in assuming so.
Yeah.
But you said it best, right? He knew that he was compromised through bathrooms, and Tessez was getting closer and closer. He had backed up a bit, but then reaggressed for another angle out into mid, and it's at that moment that the flashbang pops him. He kind of turns away, hopes for the flick shot, and it was close, I'll give him that. But had he been further back and around the corner, then maybe he could survive a little longer.
Yeah.
Maybe these B players have a chance at a rotate. Crucial dying, I think, really spells disaster, and it's only Flames after the fact.
Yeah, and they also did have a really good position, even with Robin at long. I think Robin dies right here trying to get back to the site, but they kind of just didn't let our man Crucial work a little bit longer. That would have been a huge play, but Heroic will take 9th. And you already saw an eco for Endpoint. If this series hasn't been crazy enough, they did it with very similar guns versus the B hit, which has been the bane of their CT side. And right now, what are we witnessing? Crucial down in the stairs. A boost here for the CTs. A really well-timed boost. Flames will grab that kill. Crucial is still alive. It could potentially catch one out. And they have a double push short coming. Oh my god.
Borup finds a kill. Stown now scoped in, but he's anticipating somebody to go for the jump. Surreal doesn't want to extend too far, clearly, because connector could be a problem. And Mighty Max looking to nip at the heels of the fallback from this B site. Flame's going to rotate up into the A site as fast as he can because Tessez already prepared to test this. And he should pass with flying colors. Nothing's really stopped him, but he turns his attention away. And Flames is going to get that execution. Borup patient all the while, and we have Endpoint split. But with Mighty Max pushing through Monster to find nothing on the other side, we could even see a third CT cheat up to A if needed.
They're so low.
This is winnable.
Very much so.
They've got Robin in the close corner. Doesn't get cleared at all by Niko. Fire starts to spread, and he dodges out where Borup's going to pluck him, and a second comes in from Borup. Good headshot onto Flames. It's a little HP left over, but little HP needed when you've got headshots like that. Oh, and Stown.
Surely Heroic will win this map. Yeah, shout out to Nigel Thornburg for tweeting me. Mighty Max is handing out death certificates with Heroic's names on them. Love that tweet.
Thornburg is down, dead. Surreal just comes flying up the connector, so there's an opening from Endpoint. Just gonna make sure there's no other CTs back here. But the question then is, where are they? 2 inside of the short water and 2 rotating up to the A site. Tessez, woo, just buying a little bit of time, but Surreal will get him in the end. Mighty Max double flash assist, cha-ching. And Heroic gonna try and get back down to the B site. Cadian's already out from the corner on Graffiti, and because the player in heaven serves as a distraction, they're gonna keep going on. Cadian, coming to clear this, can now call that they have left for the A site. This is but a ruse, fine sir.
They'll move back, but he's now in position because of Cadian's information, so that's something nice for them. Actually, he's still down in bank, so it doesn't come up through CT, which gets smoked. And we'll spot someone crossing. We'll look for the headshot. He'll find it. Crucial. He's down, but Mighty Max trades immediately.
Cadian on for the clutch. Let's see it. He was in these positions more than once or twice on train. Now it's time to win one on overpass, or else it's momentum for Endpoint. Headshot connects. Cadian's also got the kit and the smoke on top of it, but Surreal, he sits on the bomb like a mother goose.
Oh my god.
And now it's still close.
No way.
He's gonna get on it.
He has time.
Oh, boy.
That's how you lose? No way they lost that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Did Cadian come in? He came in with 100 HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got hit about 84 times in the chest, right?
Yep.
And then he ended up being able to fall back with a smoke out and then still won with a headshot. That's tough.
First one, 3 shots deep.
I mean, Cadian has a lot to be frustrated about. This is an upsetting 1v1. This is tough. Yeah, I mean, he definitely hit him a lot. That's for sure. But
All right. Well, they're going to buy because of the bomb plant. They've got a little bit extra money to work with. We've got Galul's on the side of Endpoint. 1 AK for Surreal.
It's all a big ruse. They lost the pistol just so they could come back, win the force up, grab an AUG,
Well, they've got the better weapons.
dominate. Yep.
AUG, good angle. Tessus and Stown opening up shop with an immediate 5 versus 3. And they're not going to shy away from this little bit of control that they could force here on the bathroom doors. Robin's got an answer, but Niko very quickly clamping down on this. Mighty Max, the man of the hour. He's got more than a 1 clutch under his belt already, and, well, that one cost him no HP. There are so many rifles at his feet that he's just going to keep swapping through them. Better hope he doesn't pick one up that's empty. Check out the health. 2 players so low for Heroic.
You're saying this is winnable.
Oh, I absolutely am. Mighty Max now has bomb, 35 seconds, and there is nobody to stop him from getting onto the B site. He just has to go.
Yeah.
Run. Run for the hills, my friend.
Thinking, no way, they've actually just left it open for me, have they? Oh my god. Okay, well, there's a... He's actually going to turn back. Now, he can potentially catch a rotator, but the other guy's going to be waiting. Oh my god.
Still 100 health.
There's enough time here. They're rotating in from bank. Does he have utility? No, nothing to work with besides his gun.
He needs to clear this player behind the boxes. He turns his head, and that's going to cost him. Niko with it, but, I mean, after all of the times he did it on train, you know Heroic's sweating bullets.
Yeah, oh, we all were. Just sitting and waiting. Just trying to understand the magic of Mighty Max. How those MP9 shots missed coming out of stairs, nobody knows. Nobody knows the answer to that question. Gave him the gun of his choice. Threw him into the gladiator ring. He almost fought his way out. If they win this match, I'll make the next YouTube video called Mighty Max's Coliseum.
It's got a ring to it.
And we'll just go over in detail about all of Mighty Max's clutches for 30 to 40 minutes.
Easy first pickup here. They should all be easy this round. This better be a 13-5 scoreline for Heroic, but Mighty Max doing what he does. He's now picked up a FAMAS. Doesn't have armor, though. That was the difference. Last time they had armor because of the force buy. And Stown's going to look to slip through connector. Can he catch them?
Oh my god. Did he start shooting the... Is there a dead body at the top of the stairs? Yeah, okay.
That's
one way to die.
yeah, hell of an accident. Still 2 of these players left for Endpoint. Incredibly low HP, but Mighty Max finds a back turn. Are you kidding? Mighty Max again has 100 health, and this time he actually gets onto a site to follow up with the bomb plant. Now, Robin, not meant to help out much here with 3 HP to his name, but if he just stays tucked, then maybe this CT walks out on him. But seeing as he's revealed himself, it's going to take a hell of a kill. They should know exactly where he is, but this is sectioned off 1v1s. Mighty Max and Niko unfolds on the bomb site, and it doesn't go the way of Endpoint. Now, Robin, 3 health. This is never supposed to happen. And with him tapping that bomb, now Robin's kind of pulled in 2 directions, and he gets split down the middle. Heroic gonna go ahead and take a 13th round.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna have the kit get on the bomb. It comes close. Probably could have stuck it a little bit sooner, but the defuse is there. So they lock it in, and it's a close call. Definitely Heroic are a little bit off right now. Like, some shots are not being hit. It's not looking super comfortable. This is just a funny moment.
Can we get the zoom feature?
He just starts shooting. Then someone else who's actually alive, an animate object, appears on his screen.
At least they were able to recover.
At least that. Hop in for Katie on. I think he's been definitely the most consistent feature of Heroic so far, at least. Sucks that he has to call and be the star player. But then again, so is Mighty Max.
Good angle. Using the AUG to the advantage. Posted up behind the cover. Flames one headshot. Stown answers. Man up for Heroic 4v3. Yeah, it's half health on Stown, but so be it. It's about the openings. And Endpoint, they're basically where they began. Everybody over here on Fountain.
The next post on Blast Twitter needs to be Mighty Max on Mickey Mouse's head.
Why?
Mighty Mouse.
Okay. Sure.
I think he's earned that.
How about put Launder's face on Goofy?
That's okay. Let's not do that. It's totally irrelevant. What does that accomplish?
Stown. Posted up. Obviously, the utility indicating the presence. Frag grenade could be good. Ooh, is it ever? 50 health shaved off Mighty Max. Stown just looking to add to the kill count, but Mighty Max is able to answer even though he's low HP, and another headshot comes through. So now it's actually a 3v2, and the bomb safely tucked over towards the Optimus Prime. Borup, well, he's back behind dumpsters, where they want to throw Endpoint. Tesses, nice timing. Walks in, but he misses the initial shots. Recovers from it, and there's Borup with an additional kill. So it's all on Crucial, and that utility comes flying at him. He can't manage the close proximity. Heroic finding 14.
Another situation that's very close. It comes down to just one more kill, basically. Endpoint cannot find that. But yeah, there are gaps here where they're allowed into the round by Heroic, but now at every turn, basically Heroic are basically able to clean up their own mess. Somebody comes in clutch, makes a huge kill happen, and some good entries are here, but a lot of these rounds really resting on a knife's edge. Surprised to see this again, just because of the stats history here for Endpoint on Overpass, but 14-5 at some point, just gotta be like, okay, well, Heroic, and they can trip over the finish line. I think for sure there's definitely some frustration there, no matter what. Even though they have this score line, they don't fully look like they're in control. Just like don't really look like themselves at the moment.
Yeah, you assess the situation. You know, Heroic, they're thinking to themselves that they shouldn't even, this should be the end of the series in their mind.
Yeah.
Whereas Endpoint, I'm sure coming into Overpass, even though you don't want to fall into that trap, the voice in the back of their mind says, oh, Inferno's coming. Mm-hmm. You know, there's, what, a 0% win percentage? That's what our stats said, I believe. For Endpoint on this map, of course, but
for whatever reason, there was that one insane map from Flames.
Yeah.
But one of two maps they've even played.
It was so insane it didn't count.
Right. It didn't even register.
That wasn't a
real?
win for Endpoint. That was a win for Flames.
Yeah. So Tessus is just trying to play off the shadow advantage, top of bathrooms. The T's will rocket back over to the other side of the map. And Borup, he is ready, man. He wants a fight.
Oh, they're going to give it to him, that's for certain. 2 players over on short, 3 of which in Monster, but it's an immediate trade thanks to Robin. He's looking to double down, throws the frag out first. Player behind the column peeks, it's down, Cadian. He's the man who answers. Health advantage here to the way of Heroic. 30 seconds to spare for the post plant. Smoke up in heaven, and a headshot connects from Crucial. Robin's in a really cool position, but there's a player down beneath him. Not a problem. Cadian, as much health as his opponents combined, and then some. Can he clutch this with the op? It would give Heroic a 15th. He just jumps out with his knife, and that one's gonna cost him. Endpoint taking a 6th round here on the second map, their first of the T side.
Well, hey, it looks like they've got a little bit to give. A nice B exec to make things competitive. They win one, and they do it off the back of some nice entries. Super standard execute by them. They'll purchase up all the guns that they need, and Heroic, because of some of these close situations, don't have much to work with. They'll buy down to 0, but it's not even for a single rifle. It's just for basically utility armor and pistol upgrades.
Little push into the water. With so little to lose, they're just going to try and get this one hyper aggressive. 5v3 right out the gate. Another man gets cut down. Just the double deagle left here for Heroic. If they're not careful, Endpoint may run away with a bit of momentum. Mementos.
Yeah. Mentos. Yeah. We've seen something crazy happen today. This would be crazier. I'll say this will be crazier. Even though that looked pretty crazy. Liquid coming back. I don't know.
That happened.
That was maybe the worst half of CS I've ever seen from a team, only to result in a round victory, in a map victory.
Sure.
And you know, also like worst map in terms of like they couldn't get anything done, but also incredibly impressive half from Mad Lions.
Mad Lions, yeah.
Yeah. So those two things would mean, okay, there's no way that this is going to be a comeback, and that happened.
It's like the worst half of Team Liquid I've ever seen on Vertigo to start, and then the worst half from Mad Lions right thereafter.
Right.
But also the best half from each team on the opposite side. You know what I'm saying, man? There's layers here. None of it made sense. None of it made sense. But then obviously in that post-game interview with Moses talking about how their time's actually been very limited. He said, what, 2 scrims yesterday and 2 scrims this morning is all the practice they've had. So now with that in my mind, the T-sides, no surprise, they were a little shaky. And knowing Liquid's talent runs so deep, yeah, they just leaned back onto the CT halves. They made it work. But enough about those chumps. We're talking about Heroic and Endpoint. But Heroic don't have guns yet, so maybe we should not fixate on this one too much. It's meant to be quick. As Endpoint challenge out on long, they're going to find no resistance all the way to the bomb site unless they give niko a chance to rotate upwards. You can see that entire pack of Heroic players coming up as fast as they can.
Pretty standard stuff. Taking over long A control here on Overpass versus the anti-eco. Good way to keep your back against the wall. Coming to the site. Oh my god, all the CTs will peek at once, only to all die at the same time as well. Cadian, can he light it up with a deagle highlight? Well, he's already gotten 2. That was a nice second shot, but there's still 3 fully healthy. I was going to say UK. They've actually got a mix of different players.
Yeah.
Players running in. Well, we've got Crucial. He's from... no, not Belgium. He's from... Surreal's from the UK. Mighty Max from the UK. Crucial. He's from somewhere else. He's from elsewhere.
The upside down place.
What's the flag? I know where he's from. I can't remember. Headflames is from Israel.
Red, white, and blue. But it's not France. But he's from the Netherlands.
Netherlands, okay.
Robin is Swedish.
Maybe he's Amsterdamian.
Flames representing Israel. Curveball. Trade frag. niko's able to find Mighty Max. That's a big scalp to take down. I called them the British boys because they're from the UK in spirit. And that is Endpoint's, you know, they're the premier orcs. But enough of that. Let's focus in on this round because it's a close one. We've got trade kills coming out from Shortwater yet again. Everybody left for Endpoint over on the side of Monster just as the smoke begins to fade. Utility's still on them. Double Molotov, smokes, flashes. All they would need to get into this B site, assuming it was actually being held, but they go for the totem pole, and this could absolutely cost them. They're able to jump back so that they can dodge the shots initially, and Tesses now erects the defense. Ooh, it gets up just in time, and it's high enough that Heroic stand tall. 15th round secured. And now they've got ample map points to try and take this to the 3rd. Inferno on the docket.
Yeah, beautiful work here with the Falmus from the back of pit. Absolutely lights him up. Nicely done from Tessis. 7 rounds the difference. Full buyout on both sides. Still, like, not everything in the world to work with. Tessis, he's got most of his grenades and stuff. Missing a couple of kits here on the CT side, but that's about it. Just to show you that they're low on money overall. Still high chances of winning the round. Spray down. Oh, through the doorway. That's beautiful stuff. niko will actually finish off both. 3-on-5 situation to defend against the end of the game. Endpoint on their last limbs and down. Great crosshair placement. Takes Crucial out before he's even able to shoot. And Borup, he's looking for some spam damage. And he's nearly right on the mark. 2-on-5. or we see Inferno.
So we see Inferno. Give us one last good B hit. At least test the waters. Heroic, they were always meant to pick up this map. And they're still meant to pick up this series. But Endpoint proved to us on Train they can challenge on an individual level. With the clutch factor, that was a big one. I would say the biggest factor, in fact. See if they can pull that back from the depths of this map loss. Gonna buy their time. 40 seconds on the clock, met by a grenade. Really indicates that the CTs are prepared for their presence. Smoke thrown out, flashbang as well. Gets the eyes of Tess turned, but Borup's still standing up on boxes. Cadian's got that first kill. Now Surreal's entirely surrounded. It would take a little magic, and it's not gonna happen. Heroic recovering from a first map loss, a series that they should still absolutely win. But Endpoint make us ask